it in details later, I think. We have been here for 6 months now, roughly, in the house. So we're still adjusting. As you see, we're trying to fix out how things works on the screen and stuff. So we're still working on how to handle this. But we're very happy to have you here, and I'll go with so please, Ambassador.
Thanks so much, Pa. We used to call Pa the same Mr. So I'm so much used to that tradition. I call you Pa Rune, if you don't mind. So just a few words. Just for colleague coming from Indonesia, it's really glad that I, as I mentioned last night, this is my 3rd week in Norway, and I'm really glad that we can assemble such a well connected groups. I mean, Indonesian come with the JETP delegation and from the business community of Indonesia, and here we are to see if we could develop a partnership between the two sides. I'm really thankful to the Norwegia Society together with the embassy, because I can really great any contribution to what has been organized so far. But I'm really glad this is a continuation for what Ambassador Todong has been pursuing in the past 4 or 5 years, right? 5 years, yes. Almost 5 years. So I think we really need to look on the area where our two countries can make a good connections and a partnership. And one of the focus area that we think can connect the two sides very closely is on the issue of energy, renewable energy, and how Norway can help us deliver our commitment on energy transition. Pak Mahendra will say more about some of detail, how far the progress of our commitment on renewable energy. But I'd just like to emphasize that Norway is one among the few countries who've made commitment to contribute to our JETP. So hopefully through this gathering, we can make further progress, and realization of the commitment that we can all witness in these 3 days of our activities. I just stop there, but I look forward to be engaged in this discussion, and hopefully not only stop at the discussion, but we can also make a clear announcement at the end of 2 days visit of the group, that we are already prepared to deliver the commitment of JETP from Norway, and also there are already some projects that we can initiate as part of this commitment on Indonesia's commitment to pursue a just energy transition. I'll stop there, but and you may continue with the program for this morning.
Thank you, Ambassador Faiz. Good morning, everybody. So today's session, this morning's sessions, we are very glad that all of us together here. We have the Norwegian Support Systems Innovation Norway and Norfund with us, and also from Indonesia we have from the government the head of JETP, Just Energy Transition Partnership Office, the program that launched quite well, creating momentum for renewable energy progress in Indonesia. We have PLN, also the state-owned utility company, Norwegian stakeholders, the Ocean Sun, Tinfos, and released by Skatec, and tomorrow will be more. So he has a big task to rolling out the plan for the energy transition in Indonesia. So we will listen from him on what is the plan.
Your Excellency, Ambassador Teguh Reza Ashra, also Your Excellency, Ambassador Professor Todong, Lubis. Ladies and gentlemen, with me here, I also have Pak Wiluyo, Board of Director of PT PLN, and of course from Kadin, Bu Neli, Pak Yono, and Herman, Pak Herman, and so as well the whole team as well. We have also Richard from Sumedang, and also thank you from the Indonesian Norway Society, and also I look forward to listen as well from my colleague here, Pak Mark, also Pak Runa from Innovation Norway. So thank you everyone, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. 15 minutes doesn't do justice for me to explain the journey of Indonesia's JET plan, but I will do and try my best. I think I will, my presentation will create confusion and many questions arising, which is good. If everyone is confused, meaning it's a progress. Meaning there will be questions, meaning there will be discussions, and hopefully there will be answers and solutions. So that's why we're here. And then once we do that, then we can get to the implementation and execution of our plan. Because we have to make this happen. And I think Indonesia's JP has been working very closely as well, Your Excellencies, with the Indonesian, Norway embassy, with Ambassador Ruth and her team as well. Work very closely, and we hope that Norway will be one of the first realization of JET pledge. It's 20 billion. So I'm going to tell a little bit of the history first, and then we're going to get into the meat of the discussion, which is the plan itself. So I'm going to try to, I think everyone has a very, clear heterogeneous knowledge about Indonesia's JET journey. Some of you may already have a very advanced, detailed knowledge about the process. Some others may be a little bit only on the surface of Indonesia's JET. To give you a context, Indonesia is the second country that had this deal with our international partners group. That's what it's called, which is basically the G7 countries plus Norway, Denmark, and the European Union. The first one was South Africa. South Africa deal was public capital only for 8.5 billion. It was announced during the COP 27 in Glasgow. And then their plan was concluded basically around a week before COP 28 in Sharm el Sheikh during the COP 28. So, and it was announced in the margins of Indonesia's G20 in Bali. I think it's a week later, basically 16th of November. So the output was a joint statement at the time, published during the G20, and then we have Indonesia has a bit of different structure compared to the South Africa's JET, whereby the South African JET there is only 8.5 billion public capital pledge, but in the case of Indonesia, we have 10 billion initial pledge coming from the public sector, and another 10 billion is basically like a leverage by the coming from the commercial private sector, which is the Glasgow Financial Alliance for Net Zero. They have hundreds of members, but in the case of Indonesia, there are 7 financial institutions that put their name on the pledge. The other 10 billion. They are HSBC, Standard Chartered, Deutsche Bank, Bank of America, Mitsubishi UFJ, Macquarie, and another one. So these 7 banks, did I mention Deutsche Bank? Yeah. So these 7 banks. So these 7 banks, then we have this
management. So there's a small team in North Fund working on those kind of projects, which I'm going to speak about in a moment, to achieve with our own energy systems. So that climate mandate. Yes.
You're trying to avoid state-owned enterprise, for instance, so we'll be able to, find and pave the ways, so we'll be able to find the right partner in Indonesia.
As I said, our formal restrictions are around the share of the equity we can invest. So.
I think we should move because the room is good for the next one.
Oh, okay.
So let's just move to the neutral and put our stuff there.
presence with Indonesia.
We wish to be there. We'll depend on our funders to ensure that we have the resources to do it. So, but yes, absolutely. Thank you very much. Great meeting you. Thank you.
How are you?